Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of CAD's one-on-one interview series. Today I'm happy to be with the VP and GM of the Materials and Minerals Business Unit, Phillip Werken.
Hi John, thanks. Glad to be here.
Excellent. So we're going to start out with an easy question to get you warmed up. Why don't you introduce yourself to our CAD colleagues?
Sure. John, I'm from the Netherlands originally. I've lived and worked in various countries across the world, in Europe, in Asia, as well as in the Americas, in Mexico included. I joined Thermo Fisher about a little bit over 4 years ago and worked in the Materials and Structural Analysis division, where I was a VP GM leading the spectroscopy business. Prior to that, I spent about 15 years at 3M Company in various sales, marketing, business development, GM type of roles. So from a personal standpoint, I have a wife and 2 boys. They're quite resilient as they've moved around the world with me, and they keep me active. So, as you know, I travel a lot. I try to stay active. My 2 boys are my main motivation for that, and they challenge me. And we've had some epic tennis battles lately, so they do a pretty good job of that.
So, Phillip, outside of tennis and interacting with your boys, are there any other hobbies or things you like to do outside of work?
Yeah, I love music, so that's an area that I love to kind of get away from everything. I love to enjoy music, and I actually also play a little bit, so not so great anymore, but I used to, yeah.
Is there a particular genre of music that you prefer?
I love all music, so that's one of the advantages of being a musician, is that I'm not so forced into one genre or the other.
Clearly, I'm not talented musically, so that I don't know. But Phillip, you've been in the role now for 6 months, and if you could share with us what you love about being part of the M&M business unit.
Sure. So maybe I was thinking about this. There's maybe two areas. One is really spending time with the employees. So I'm coming up to speed, fairly quickly, and there's a great level of knowledge, passion around the business. So I think there's a lot to build on just spending time with the employees and learning the business. So the second item is just spending time with customers. Our customers, spending time with them is always humbling and also inspiring. Our customers rely on us. They need us. They also have choices, and I think when you're spending time with customers, it's 2 things. One is you can see how our customers really make a difference, and it's really tying that back to that mission statement that we have as a company, and that's always great to see. And the second item of that is that they're very direct, right? And sometimes they give you positive feedback, sometimes not so positive feedback, but it's important to really listen and get that feedback, and that helps us to address and focus.
I think that's great. So, Phillip, earlier in 2019, we rolled out a new CAD strategy focused on 3 pillars of igniting innovation, simplify, fueling services growth, all supported by a culture of inclusion and development. I'd love to get your perspective of what does this strategy mean to the M&M team and business?
Sure. So first off, I really like the way you refer to it as pillars, right? Because it really is the foundation of everything we do. And if I think about it as we do that as a division or as we do that as an M&M business, I know that we will be successful. I like to always approach it from the customer and markets that we serve. So to me, it's really thinking about where are the markets opportunities for us, and where do we drive that differentiation and continue to build out our value proposition. And the way that we can do that is by driving innovation in the technologies and the products that we serve and providing best-in-class service. So I think, in particular, I'm excited about 2 areas for M&M. So if we serve cyclical markets and non-cyclical markets. I'll talk a little bit about 2 areas in non-cyclical markets that I think tie well to macro trends that are going to be sustainable for us and are going to be part of our growth story. The first is food safety. So, the population is obviously growing. People will continue to eat. The standards across the world are being raised on that, and our customers rely on that for the food supply, but also our customers rely on it to protect their brands. And we have a lot of products that we can offer there to address food contamination. Obviously, we have a good product line in metal detectors, and that's an area that I'm excited about continuing to build out. The second area is in lithium batteries. And lithium batteries, there's been a lot of investment in research. When I was a part of the MSD organization, we sold a lot to researchers that were working on new lithium battery developments. And now what we're seeing is the expansion of production in lithium battery. And we're uniquely positioned with our global reach and with the products that we have to take advantage of that trend as well.
So as we execute on this strategy, customers are obviously top of mind for you. What impact will the strategy have on our customers, or what benefits are they going to get?
Yeah, so I think a couple things. So one is it's going to build them confidence, right? We need to continue to innovate and provide better service and solutions to them. And then the other thing is the way I think about it is also what it does internally to our organization. And that's really making sure that we have an aligned and diverse and inclusive organization that's really focused. There's a lot of opportunities we can handle. We really want to focus in on the critical few, and that's where we're going to make a difference. And when we do that, that will reflect well with the customers that we serve.
So, Phillip, just looking at our time, I think we're right at the end. But before I let you go, I always ask leaders, share with us some great advice that you've received throughout your career.
Sure. So I was thinking about this a little bit, and I have to go a little bit back. Okay. So I had a mentor at one point in my career who challenged me to say, and his question was, Phillip, what is your legacy? And I thought at the time, this guy doesn't know how deep in the organization I am. What is he asking me for a legacy for? Yeah. But the reality is I had a chance to reflect on that, and of course, I had some more discussions with him. And what he meant was really about, what is the difference that you're making in the role that you're doing, or what's the difference that you're making for our customers, for your team, or just even personally, how are you challenging yourself? And legacy, is pretty defined, right? If you think about people that have a legacy, it's rare that you'll find someone that did everything great, right? And so the idea of the word legacy kind of made me focus in on the critical few and say, what are the 2 or 3 things that I can work on to make a difference? And I think it's something I've tried to apply to the roles I've had since. And I also would encourage the rest of the organization to do the same, because it doesn't matter what level in the organization you are. It's something that's important.
Yeah, doing 1 or 2 things great, no matter what your role is, really has an impact.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's great advice. So, Phillip, it was great to learn a little bit more about yourself and to get your insights. I really appreciate you taking some time out today.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Yeah.
For all of you, I hope you enjoyed today's one-on-one interview series. Just a reminder, if you happen to miss any of our previous sessions, go ahead on the CAD iConnect site and you've got an opportunity to watch any of our previous sessions with Dan Shine or other members of the CAD leadership team. As always, if you have any feedback or suggestions, please feel free to drop me an email at john.lesica@thermofisher.com. I wish you all a safe and productive week ahead. Thank you, everybody.